Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Government officials are taking a look at the emergency alarm system after this weekend's major scare in Hawaii. The people there got a terrifying warning about an incoming ballistic missile, which turned out to be a false alarm.
So now the government is working to avoid that mistake in the future and making sure the system functions correctly if there is a real threat someday. Jenna Browder has the story.
A false incoming missile alert.
The U.S. Pacific Command has detected a missile threat to Hawaii.
Sent Hawaii into a panic Saturday morning.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes.
The scare had people running for shelter, some filing into bunkers, others hunkering down in basements, fearing the worst.
Because of what's been going on in North Korea and things, I tended to take it seriously at first.
The mistake took 38 minutes to correct, though officials realized it was a mistake within the first few minutes. They're now reviewing the emergency alarm system, and the worker who accidentally hit the wrong button has been reassigned. President Trump praised Hawaii officials for accepting responsibility.
We're going to get involved. They took responsibility. They made a mistake.
This all comes as tensions continue to grow with North Korea's Kim Jong-un and his threats of a nuclear attack.
Kim Jong-un was the happiest guy in the world yesterday because his nuclear program has done what he wanted it to do, and that is be able to strike fear in the hearts of the American people.
The goal now for local and federal officials is to make sure this doesn't happen again.
The fact that it took so long for them to put out that second message to calm people, to allay their fears that this was a mistake, a false alarm, is something that has to be fixed.
The FCC is also now launching its own investigation, saying Hawaii did not have reasonable safeguards in place. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Well, the scare, what it does is underline the threat that we have from North Korea, that scare was actually believable, and you're dealing with a population that's used to surprise attacks. This is the state of Pearl Harbor. And when the government comes out with this kind of thing, you can expect panic in the streets. But the war, if there is a war with North Korea, would be horrific. It's a war where there's literally a hostage situation, and that hostage situation is the capital of South Korea, Seoul. There's more artillery shells aimed at South Korea than practically anywhere else on the planet. It would be horrifying to see that kind of devastation. And then when you put on top of it the threat of nuclear weapons that are capable of not just reaching Hawaii, but the mainland of the United States, it's just horrific. We need a solution to this. We need a diplomatic solution. And one of the best things that would be possible, and if we could pray for this, that North and South Korea would end their division and once again be one nation. That would be wonderful. In other news, the war of words continues over immigration and President Trump's crude remarks about other countries. John Jessup has that story from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. That feud has put the possibility for an agreement on immigration at risk, with the president saying he doesn't think there will be a deal on Dreamers because he says Democrats don't really want it. Speaking from his Florida Beach Club, the president denies he made vulgar and offensive comments about Haiti and Africa in the Oval Office last week. Two GOP senators claim he didn't say it. Meanwhile, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham reportedly confirmed the account as basically true. President Trump, though, continues to deny accusations of racism.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed.
And on British television, Trump's first wife, Ivana, said she doesn't think he is a racist. Well, today is Martin Luther King Day, a federal holiday the president honored with a proclamation he signed Friday. And Vice President Pence and his wife also honored the slain civil rights leader by laying a wreath at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial here in Washington. Pence tweeted, "King was a great American leader who inspired a movement and transformed a nation." Well, Israel said Sunday it has destroyed an attack tunnel built by Hamas. The tunnel ran from Gaza through Israel and into Egypt. Hamas used the tunnels to smuggle weapons and to launch attacks inside the Jewish nation. But Israeli officials say they've developed new ways to detect the tunnels and have destroyed 3 in the past 2 months. Israel is constructing an underground wall complete with sensors along the 36-mile Gaza border, vowing to destroy all tunnels by the end of the year. A spokesman for the Israeli Defense Forces said, quote, "It was a terror tunnel designed to strike strategic assets in Israel." Gordon, this is just yet another example of the terrorism threats Israel faces.
Right. I want to remind people that this was a well-constructed tunnel that had concrete walls, concrete floor. You look at that and you say, how can the government in Gaza not know about it? You know, how do you get that kind of construction material underground without a whole bunch of people noticing? What's going on is they're glorifying terror. They're actually paying terrorists. And the unfortunate part of that is our tax money is going into those payments. And we're trying to stop that. Currently, there's a bill before the U.S. Senate. It's already passed the U.S. House of Representatives. It's called the Taylor Force Act. And I would encourage you to call your senators. It shouldn't be tacked onto any kind of spending bill. It needs to be an up or down vote just on the Taylor Force Act. The Capitol is shut down today. They've got a holiday today, but write the number down and call tomorrow. 202-224-3121 is the number. And then sign our online petition. We've already delivered over 20,000 signatures to the Senate. In that pay to slay, we need to stop our tax money going to fund terrorists coming out of the Palestinian Authority. All you have to do is go to cbnnews.com.